am I supposed to do with this exposure? What am I supposed to do with this influence? What am I supposed to do? And I heard God say, you're asking the wrong question. God said, what you need to be asking is, who do I need to become? We often experience change and transition in our lives. And if we're honest, our immediate response is, what am I supposed to do now? Not just the passing of the baton, I mean the passing of the job, you didn't get it. The passing of tragedy in our marriages and relationships. We move to a new city. We change our friendship circle. The ministry isn't doing what we thought the ministry is supposed to do, and we begin to ask ourselves, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And I heard God say, if you're only focused on doing, you will not recognize what it means to be in relationship with me. Doing is the natural byproduct of becoming with God. You'll start doing things you never thought you could do, not because you planned it, but because you started becoming someone. And as I became, the natural organic byproduct of me becoming was I started producing. If you align with who you are supposed to be in God, then producing becomes automatic. And so often we want to do before we become, and that's why we are frustrated, because you cannot hustle yourself into purpose. You cannot do what you see someone else doing unless you become who that person became. And if you're going to become who I became, you have to do the undoing that allowed me to become. You see, I didn't just become because it was easy. I had to do some undoing first. I had to shed some skin. I had to go through some heartbreaks. I had to lose some things along the way. Some people had to betray me before I could become. Some people had to walk away before I could become. The bank had to tell me no before I could become. You want to do what I do, but baby, do you want to become who I became? Do you want to go through what I went through that told me we're not supposed to preach in here? But if we could just take a minute at Wednesday night Bible study and thank God that he didn't just let me be a doer, he let me be a becomer before I became a doer. I know you want to do, but if you're going to be sustained, you're going to have to become first. I hear God saying, if you would become, you won't have to worry about rumors. If you would become, you won't have to worry about who's going to tear you down. If you would become, you would see that who I am making you is unshakable. Who I am making you is unbreakable. Who I am making you is unswayable. Who I am making you, who you are becoming is more important than what you're doing.